Hi, I'm Tara, and in this video, I'll be talking about my relationship with Dr. Gary Murray and how we came to write Defeating Dysautonomia. Now, when I first came to know Dr. Murray, I was in a wheelchair. I had gone to see many physicians and surpassed all of the other physicians had not been able to find a medication to bring up my blood volume. And I was not able to walk on a regular basis. Dr. Murray found that one medication to bring up my blood volume and was able to help me to walk again and not use the wheelchair anymore. So I trusted him. So that started a relationship of trust right there. Then when I could walk and I trusted him, we were able to flip the clinic. And if you know anything about that, flipping the clinic, you have a relationship between the patient and the physician. And you not only have the physician directing the patient, but you have a relationship where the patient can learn from the physician and the physician can also learn from the patient, and they work together as a team. So that's what we started to do. And we moved forward as we flipped the clinic. And each time something was wrong, Dr. Murray would direct me where to research, where to find a test, where to go to the next other physician that was a specialist in that area. So I might have had a specialist or I might have needed another specialist in another area because he was a specialist in autonomic. He was a specialist for my autonomic system, but I might have needed a GI, for example, or I might have needed a neuro, and we looked for those areas as we needed them. I was willing to do this, whichever thing that he asked of me, whether it be to research or to take a test, some of which I didn't want to, but I was willing to do that, or to go see another specialist because I trusted him, because he did find a way for me to walk again, and I knew that he were capable of doing that. Once we had this connection, anything was possible because he could look for these things and I was willing to do the work that I needed to do to move forward. We needed to share this with others, and I wanted other patients to know how I healed. Dr. Murray agreed, and he was overjoyed when I told him I wanted to write a book about this, and I wanted him to assist me in writing this book. So I went to him and I said, I'm ready to write a book about this, and I want to write my story, and I want to know if you will write it along with me and give me your part. And he said, yes, he was excited about it, but he also gave me something that I thought was very interesting. And I'm going to take this from the note I wrote. I called it the author's note about the co-author. This he called what we were framing the book about from the very beginning. He said, a young woman with dysautonomia recovers with the help of her faith in God and one remarkable physician. And he said, that's me. So, of course, there are many aspects in the book, and there are lots of things that we go on. There are 4 basic parts, and a couple of them that I just want to touch on today are Dr. Murray restarted my autonomic system like rebuilding a car that had stopped by the side of the road. With each service, he encouraged me and assigned homework. And just as I said before, I trusted him. So when he told me to go and do research about something, or he told me, you've got to take this test because if we don't find out if this is going on or not, then we're not going to be able to move to the next step. So I trusted him and I knew I needed to do this. So if there was going to be a reaction to a test or something, I was willing to take that chance because I knew Dr. Murray was going to be there and the other physicians could call on him and say, he's there for me. Another thing is that he spent hours teaching me the terminology that it took defeating dysautonomia. He taught me the background that's not taught in medical school. He assigned textbooks to me. So by no means do I have a medical degree, but I now have the background that it takes to understand the terminology and the words to speak with the medical professionals so that when I speak with them and they're writing my book, then when they wrote their medical responses in my book, then I could talk to them appropriately. Just as when they're on my board and I bring up certain terms and some of my board members ask me and I reply back to them and they'll tell me if they understand these terms or not so we can converse appropriately. He also told me that running a book is hard, and I respected him for that honesty. So it takes a lot of work, and I would agree with him for that. So these are just some of the points that made for our relationship and moving forward in healing my system, my autonomic system, and then writing a book that showed us how to heal others. Now, in getting to the points that brought this book about, specifically in what can heal others, that's what's there. But this just gives you a synopsis, and that's what we were looking for in this video. So that's where that ends. Thank you.